What's up? So it's supposed to be with BritishBricks, but obviously he's not here yet. That's okay. We'll give him. He said he would join in 15 minutes, and that was 13 minutes ago. Is my audio working? I can't tell if it is or not. It doesn't seem like it is. Hold on. Someone in the chat, could you let me know? Oh, it is working. Okay, good. Thank you, guys. Because I can't hear it on. I've got the stream open on my other monitor, and I can't hear it. So that's good. How is everybody doing? We're waiting on Sam to join us just currently. So I'm sure he'll be in here in just a few minutes. This is going to be another one of our Hangout, just chill live streams that we do every once in a while. It was a couple weeks ago. I was like, I haven't live streamed in a while, and I haven't talked to Sam in a while. So here we are. A few people in the chat: Seth, Christian, BRZ Rails, and Kale. Hey guys, glad to have you guys here. Hopefully we can get Sam in before too long and get things going. I do actually have something that I could work on while we stream. So I bought this like around the time of Brick Fair, Virginia, I think last year. Well, Kale bought it for me specifically, but I paid him back, obviously. He proxy bought it for me. That's what we call it, I guess. But it's the Ironclads set from Brickmania. I'm actually very excited to have this. It's kind of a neat little set. I had ages ago, back when I was in elementary school, so probably middle school, so like 7th or 8th grade. I did an English class project on a book. I don't remember exactly what the project was, but I remember the book that I read for the project was a historic fiction book written in the perspective of a 14, 15-year-old who was like the assistant to the guy who designed the Monitor, which is this ship here. And it's really interesting. It was a very fascinating thing to read, but it was also kind of interesting in the fact that it went into some of the kind of the design theory around it. I mean, it was obviously a kind of a work of fiction, but at least I presume it was a work of fiction. I don't think it was actually based in historical it wasn't a historic account of anything. But it was interesting, very interesting book to read, and kind of got me hooked on the idea of the ironclad warships. And so, of course, when Brickmania came out with this set, I'm like, I have to have that. So got it. A couple more people in chat. Andrew, good to see you again. Good evening, or I guess it would be like nearly good morning for you. Oh, Shane's here. Shane and Austin. You read the same book. Yeah, I can't remember the name of it either. It was a good book. Yeah, the climax of the book was basically the Battle of Hampton Roads, which is where the Monitor faced off against the Merrimack. The Merrimack was the Confederate ship. Oh yeah, on the printed towel it says March 8th, 1862, Battle of Hampton Roads. There you go. Calvin's here as well. Got a good number of people in the chat already. So I apologize. Sam still isn't here, obviously, but he is on his way. They said he would jump on in 15 minutes, and that was 18 minutes ago. That's okay. I don't mind. Hope you guys have been having a good weekend. Have had a good weekend. It's basically over. 1 a.m. I'm glad you could stop by. Yeah, don't expect you to stay for forever. Obviously, you must. You've hung out on some of these streams, Andrew. So I presume you're quite the night owl. Age of Steam merch. Yeah. So this is part of my Christmas gift from Age of Steam. It's the BNLE 643 sweatshirt. It's brand new. These should be in the gift shop later this year. It's actually a pretty nice sweatshirt. It's a little thin, so if you're ever planning to get one, I would order a size up. But not a good weekend. 4 midterms in 4 days. brings me back, dude. I was actually, so I've been going through my apartment top to bottom, front to back. So behind the wall, behind my computer, my desk is my bedroom, my closet, and everything like that. I've started in that corner of my apartment, and I've been working this way to just deep clean top to bottom everything. And I was working on my living room behind me today, and so, or this weekend, and actually today I went out and got this new bookshelf, the smaller one, which is now right next to my TV. So I have been kind of working on reorganizing things, and obviously, there you go, my books are all out of here. And I used to have so I have a side table over here next to my chair and my couch that had literally a 2-foot high stack of books on it, which are now finally getting intermixed with the rest of them and put on the new bookshelf. And I'm organizing everything. It's really nice. So that's been the thing to do for me recently, just while I have the free weekends still before Age of Steam season starts and my Saturdays start becoming more and more of a hot commodity. No word from Sam yet, but we'll keep going. Live streams are usually pretty chill. How do you go on new to your streams? Enjoy your train videos. Well, thank you, Joe. Appreciate it. Glad to have you here this evening. When Sam joins, it'll be at least a little bit more interesting. Usually tends to be. Any 6325 merch? There is some. We do have. There's a 6325 belt buckle. It's like Grand Trunk West. It's like the number plate, the front number plate on 6325, but it's like a belt buckle. I have one. It's awesome. I actually haven't worn it yet. I probably should. And then we have a T-shirt that has the big 3 on them. So it's the 3 biggest locomotives from each of the major builders in the United States, being Baldwin with 643, Alco being 6325, and Lima being 763. Kind of like they look, the engines are lined up just like this, and then they're like right next to each other on the shirt. It's really cool. Actually do quite like that. You are a night out. Yeah, I can imagine. Keeping the builder's plate safe. Yeah. Hold on. It's over here. I have it in a pile of stuff that I have set aside for other people. So I bought this for Shane, who is the last prime in the chat. So I bought this for Shane at one of the recent train shows that I went to. It's the Timonium show, which I did take a vlog of, but I haven't put it together yet. I will at some point. But I bought him this, which is a reproduction builder's plate of Paramarquette 1225. And it's reproduction because, well, for one thing, it says repro on the back right there, right above where my thumb is. And then it's, you can tell it's got the cast in the builder's plate. It says MSU Railroad Club. So definitely pretty cool piece. So I got that for Shane. Very glad that I spotted that. So yeah, I'm keeping that safe. Make a model of L&N 152. I would love to model some L&N equipment at some point. Actually, so I'm gathering my thoughts. I would love to build some L&N equipment. I would like to build 2 L&N steam locomotives. 152 is actually not one of them. Maybe someday. Let's see, check my chat. Nothing from Sam. He is active on Facebook. Let me ping him real quick. Let's see if he joins up. Richard's here. Sparta unboxing and scale. Oh, N scale rolling stock. Oh yeah. How was the train show this weekend? It looks like a pretty decent show. I mean, if you got some N scale rolling stock, that's a win. Quite the night. Oh yeah, working on your Castle class until midnight. That sounds pretty fun. Castle class is that's the one with the offset cylinders from the smoke box, I believe. There's a couple of those. There's a King class and I think the Castle class. No, the Castle class doesn't have that, or does it? I can't remember. Clearly, I pay attention to European Steam. Sarah, nice to see you here. 1225 is your home girl. Naturally. Will's here as well. Good evening, Will. Any chance that I'm going to build 6325 or 1293? I would like to build both eventually. Definitely would like to build both eventually. So I will admit I actually have started a model of 6325 in studio. I haven't gotten very far with it at all. kind of laid some things out. 6325 would be another one of those engines that I would have to design the drivers from the ground up to make myself truly happy with them. So that's going to be a little bit of work. Of course, they're box section spoke or box POC drivers, so I have to. That's a little bit more of a design challenge for me. It's going to be interesting to do. Sam's joined. Let me get these questions in the chat, and then we'll say hi to Sam. Let's see. Actually, we'll just bring Sam in.
Yo.
Sam, I got you here finally. I cannot hear you. I don't know if you can hear me.
I can hear you.
Still nothing. You can't hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, I can't hear you. Get your iconic Apple headphones. Gotta put them in or something.
Yeah.
I'm clearly more of a professional than Sam is. I brought up the stream software like 30 minutes ago and made sure that my camera worked. What do you think should be done to celebrate 2026, and how can we do good if not greater than 1976? So that's a good question. I know that there have been some rumblings about an AFT2 or technically an AFT3, but you never know. I would love to. Oh, you can hear Sam? Okay, I can't hear Sam.
I can hear you.
Really
can you hear me?
So yeah,
Is
they
that
can
better
hear
now?
you, Sam, but I can't. I still can't hear you. What in the world is going on? Why would Sam's... I wonder... Hold on. Sam, say something else.
So you can't hear me. Oh dear.
Is this just not working?
Remove from stage?
I can't even get a YouTube video to play audio.
Hold on, let me
I know you guys. I know everybody in the chat can hear Sam. I can't hear Sam. Sam apparently can hear me.
No, I can hear you.
Oh my goodness, we are so good at this. Hold on, let me.
Why is this so weird? Now it's just me. Oh, now he's gone. Everyone says they can hear me. That's nice. Oh, here's Glenn back. Can you hear me now? Now I can't hear Glenn. Oh, this is so annoying. Glenn says I can see a little cross on his mic. Unmute myself. This is so weird. Oh, someone tell Glenn he's muted now. Because he still can't hear me. Or maybe he can. We'll never know. Hi, Andrew. Hi, Calvin. Hi, Christian. Hey, Michael. Hi, Sarah. Oh, yes, Christian. I am from Australia. Name's misleading, isn't it? Can't hear Glenn anymore. Now everyone can't hear Glenn. Or Glenn's unmuted. Speak, Glenn. I still don't think he can hear me. Oh, this is so annoying. Why is it doing this? Can't hear you, Glenn, but we can hear Sam. Wow, stolen his voice. That's sad. Do we start again? Will that help? Yeah, Australian Steam is pretty cool. I just don't really build a lot of it, which is sad. I should more. Nah, tech isn't good. Oh, I can hear like static. I think that's Glenn trying to join back. I think we might need a restart. Yeah, start again. Oh, I can hear Glenn.
All right. Yeah, I can't. I still can't hear Sam, and I can't figure out why.
Damn, I thought we had it then. Hold on, I'm going to leave.
Restarting, maybe. Can you guys still hear me in the chat? Because I think it might. It's got to be on my end because I can't even get a YouTube video to play through my headset right now. Okay, you guys can still hear me. That's good at least.
Am I back now? Oh dear, where's Glenn gone? Oh, you hear me? Oh.
This is unreal. I'm so annoyed.
Maybe this will be like
everything that we did last stream was fine, and we didn't do anything different until we didn't do anything different. And
you can't hear me, Glenn?
Yeah, I still can't get anything out of my headphones.
That's so weird because I can
Let me try something else.
Maybe it's his headphones. I can definitely hear Glenn. Yeah, maybe someone needs to like pipe for Glenn and just relay what I'm saying, but I can hear what he's. Yeah, so it's just one way. Oh, he's got the cord out. I've never been a fan of wireless. How's everyone going? So everyone all right? Seth, hey Seth, how you going, mate? I'm good. All right, let's see if this does it. Please. StreamYard's really failing us here. Just checking the settings. Maybe if I turn off echo, maybe that might be stopping it. Not sure. We've lost him again. Well, I think what we were pretty much going to do today was just talk about some train news and what Glenn's working on, what I'm working on, where have I been for the last couple of months because I know I've been really quiet, what Glenn's doing. He's back. Can you hear me, Glenn? Please. Poor Glenn.
I don't even know.
What do we? I can't. I got to sign in to join the chat. That's so annoying. Maybe I should just type on my phone. Glenn, do you want me to?
Sam, do me a favor. Are we on Discord together? Because I can the only thing that I can think. Do you use Discord?
No.
Don't use Discord. Let me call you on Facebook, and at least I can hear you through that. If you can like mute. Well, let's see. I'll mute myself on Facebook, but you'll have to like talk to me through the Facebook call. Hold on.
All right, sorry everyone. We're gonna try and fix this. Just stay tuned. Now's a good time to get a drink or something. I'll be right back.
We're gonna make this work, guys. Everybody in the chat. We're gonna make this work. I apologize for the ridiculousness. All right. All right. I can hear you now. Yeah, I can. Yeah, well, I think you have to keep yourself unmuted on StreamYard so that the chat can hear you, but now I can hear you. I don't have any echo, do you?
Have you got me on speaker on Facebook?
Yeah, I've got my headset in and I can hear you through Facebook now.
How does that sound, guys? Is that annoying in the chat, or is that all right? Gone now.
Sarah says gone. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm going to turn echo back on.
Oh, it is back. So I think if you have to mute me, because if you can hear me through StreamYard, you have to mute me on Facebook.
Okay. No, you got to mute on Facebook.
Oh.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Oh,
you're right. So now I'm muted on Facebook. Is that better?
Is that all right? How's that? Glenn is echoing, but we can't hear both of you. Oh no.
All right. How about now? Let the stream catch up, because I think that should have fixed it. I know I'm not speaking into Facebook now.
All good. Yeah.
All right.
Perfect.
All right.
Oh,
it only took like 10 minutes. But oh
that
my
was
goodness.
a long intro.
It was. Wow. Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah. Well, we're here.
We are here.
It's been a long time since we've had a chat.
It has been. I can't even remember the last time that we did.
Oh, it would have been maybe a year ago, I reckon. It's
entirely possible.
It was a long year last year, but things are on the up from here.
Yeah.
Finally.
That's good. I see you're posting to Flickr now, so that's good.
Yeah, I've started flickering again.
That's
the
good.
Flickr's back, which is good.
You've got the Orient Express cars.
Yeah.
Look pretty awesome.
If everyone hasn't seen that on YouTube, go check my Flickr right now, and that's up.
I would link it, except I'm not.
I don't actually know where I put it. I think it might not be in this filming location right now, so
it's somewhere.
It's somewhere, but it's not here, sadly. So I can't show that on camera, but it is done.
They did turn out awesome. I really like them.
Well, there's only one so far, but there will be more.
Awesome.
There will be more. That's why they're not here. They're off-site on a special location. So.
Oh really?
That should be coming soon-ish. But I do need to wait a little bit more, sadly, because there's always something to go wrong before you want to do filming. Glenn will know this. It's like a straight cut. But no, that's coming soon. And whatever new how to build video finally out. Everyone's seen
I saw that. So here's the thing is I'm like perpetually 2.5 to 3+ weeks behind on my YouTube uploads. So like everything that comes out now, I'm not going to see until like middle of March.
Yeah, you got a long step back, but once you get to it, it'll hopefully be all right.
Yeah.
I was glad to do that. I mean, that's probably my first video in at least 6 months, if you don't count little shorts.
It's been a while.
Sadly, I know. It's just like, I mean, last year was sort of it was my final year of uni. So I was just under the pump every night. All done now, graduating in April. So
excellent. Glad to hear that. Welcome to the workforce.
I know. But yeah, that's the fun part. Now I get to
make money rather than
9 to 5. Make more money and buy more Lego.
Yeah, that's a good thing. That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, so that's been awesome. So hopefully I'm going to start filming more. The only problem is I've got all this time, but I've got nowhere to really film it except for a sort of like a location that's sort of an hour and a half away. So it's not what you call convenient, but
less than ideal, to say the least.
No. And I remember doing, I think it was for the vehicles collection. I had it all ready to go. I was doing 2 videos in one at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I was ready to start filming, and then I realized I've left like 3 at home. And I was thinking, wow, that's super annoying. So I had to drive all the way back home, which was like an hour and a half, and then another hour and a half just to get back to the finished filming, which was fun.
See, this is the kind of thing that us people who create content go through for you guys.
Yeah.
Just so that you have
it's not great content. Like I'm not a super big production budget or anything like that. I'm just trying to do some sort of video for you guys, and it's
it's tough, man.
It's not easy. It's pain in the butt.
Especially like, and I don't even have a leg to stand on because the production value for your videos blow mine out of the water. You have like music and
Like,
like
can't be
visuals
that
and
much
everything in
fancier.
yours. So when I do a model video, I put it on my breakfast nook. I set up a bed sheet and then I just talk to the camera.
Get the bed sheet. Well, I'm always impressed. You can do it in one take. It takes me like
no,
if
I
I
definitely
actually
can.
but if I spoke in my videos, it would take me hours to do it. Like,
oh, it takes me hours.
so how do you do it? Do you like rehearse? Like, you got a little script or?
Yeah. So what I do is I have like a notebook. So generally what I do is when I decide to post a model, it's like, all right, the photos that I know that I want to post. So it's generally like the same kind of like views of the model, which are fairly easy, and like whatever like special ones that I want to do. And then video format tends to be like introduction, what we're looking at, the history of what we're looking at, the model, feature, detailed features, running, conclusion. But all that takes so long.
Yeah,
it's like the video for 19 is 55 minutes long, and it took me.
Yeah, that was
like so. There's like an 18 to 20 minute clip of me at the end just talking to the camera. That took 3 takes.
Yeah, I don't know how you do it. Well, you sort of do it like you can't really tell where you cut it either. Like it's sort of like Birdman.
Well, so yeah, that's
like
what I do is
continuous shot.
Yeah, I set up my camera on it's actually a mount, like a phone stand made of Lego parts, and I just very gently tap the record button, and then I speak, and then I do a take, and then I turn it off, and then I make sure to very cleverly use all the things together.
The Lego phone stand, I really got to upgrade from that because it's so shaky, and if you sort of just touch it hard, it ruins the shot.
I don't know if I have it with me, but I think I took a photo of the setup that I used when I was doing the 470 video.
Yeah,
and it's kind of weird looking. Let me see if I can find it.
Whatever you can find to use, you use it.
Yeah,
I use a lamp, put cloths over that. Like it's whatever I can use.
That's literally what I did. It's so funny looking by the time I'm done. Let me see if I can find the shot.
It's very funny.
Because I have like a bedroom chair, and then it's like a cardboard box stacked on top of that, and a whole bunch. I don't think I have it anymore. That stinks.
Yeah, Andrew,
it was so funny looking.
It's. I mean, I used to have those. I bought from eBay those. They're sort of like light boxes, and they're really cheap ones, but they sort of worked all right. And then I lost because you can't have what do they say in photography, like a really harsh light. You have to have some sort of cover. Sort of stop the flickering in the video.
It's a diffuser.
And I lost those, so I was like,
oh no.
I know. So eventually I got to buy 2 sheets to replace that because it really does ruin the video. And I'm still filming with my phone as well, so it's not great. Yeah. Even in this what
I'm doing.
Yeah, it's makeshift Lego productions.
Either of us only post a handful of videos throughout the year, so
true.
It doesn't need to be any better yet.
I want to change that, but I just need better equipment, and I need a better system of actually filming. I got to plan. The way I do it is I just sort of spontaneously go, yeah, we're going to do it today, and we're going to do this, and this, and then because nothing is ready, it's I'll waste the whole day just trying to find things. Oh, that's not quite built yet. I got to finish that, and then I'm like, you know what? We're not filming today. It's not happening at all.
I have been there before.
Yeah.
When I did the 470 publishing, I finished the model on a Sunday, and it was the Sunday before the Amherst Train show, which I was leaving for on Thursday. I think it was Thursday. So I finished the model on the end of Sunday, and so I had Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday to take the video, to write the script, take the video, take the photos, do the video, edit the video, write all of the posts, because I write all of that stuff ahead of time.
Yeah, that's good.
Do all of that, edit the video together, upload it, And then at Amherst, it was like a mad dash to publish it because I was using Kale's laptop, which is a Mac, and I have not used a Mac in forever. So it was literally me dictating to Kale, who was sitting next to me, all right, put this photo here, put this description under that, all this stuff. It was so weird, but we got it done. We got it done, thankfully. It was just nuts.
It's just so much that you don't
again, chat. This is the things that we go through just to make, you know.
We really try hard, but it's so much more like you think it's going to be so straightforward, and then it's really not.
It never is.
But what about when you've like filmed something and you think it's okay, and then you come to editing and you realize, oh no, I didn't film that correctly, or there's just no shot of that, and I was like, that really hurts. Like that's the one.
That's the worst. Because like when I get to the editing phase, I'm like, there's no more filming. Like I'm working with what I have, so it's like
it's all packed away. Like it's
exactly.
You can't have it out all the time. Like what are you going to do?
Yeah, it's on.
Yeah.
Oh my word.
No, so this was the banana van.
Realized. I love it.
Yeah. So this was actually really fun because it was the first sort of one where I was sort of going through that phase. I don't know if anyone saw in one of my latest posts on Flickr, which was the Pullman car. I'm trying to take a step back from like really not overdoing it, but sort of like making it a lot harder than I need to for myself to build models. I am trying to like I don't want to lose, like I like doing detail, and sometimes that is the fun part, trying to figure out how you're going to do a really, difficult part of the model in Lego. But, when you take it to shows and you pick it up and it fall apart like pretty much every 2 seconds, or you're running it not even for like 5 minutes and it's sort of,
it's this guy, right?
So like it's this sort of stuff now where I'm trying to make it just a lot easier to build for me, as well as making it really a lot smoother to run. Because you lose like the passion when you spend hours on it only to find out that it doesn't work, because really you sort of knew it wasn't going to, because of how complex you made it, sort of 5 months of work, and you just need to sort of take a step back and be like, you know what, I want a Lego train that I can run and that it's going to work smoothly and it's not going to have any faults with it, and you're going to actually enjoy it a lot more. So I think that's sort of why it took so long to start building again. It was sort of like I lost that sort of passion for it, because everything wouldn't work the way I wanted it to.
I can't say I relate, but I completely understand.
Well, I just see yours look a lot more sturdy, but also extremely detailed. Whether mine's are just
look like
detailed but not sturdy. It's
like I won't build anything that I don't trust. I won't publish anything that I don't trust.
Yeah.
So like the worst of them recently have probably been 763 and 470, but I mean, go watch my Amherst video. 763 works.
I know. So how do you do it? That's the thing. I'm like,
I wish I could put it into words. I honestly wish I could like coherently explain. It's like, yeah, this is how you. So that's part of the thing we were talking about. This is a little bit of a tangent, but so at Amherst we were talking about like, one of the questions you get asked is like, I didn't know Lego made trains like this. I didn't know you could do all this with Lego.
Yeah.
And people like talking to their kids like, yeah, you can do all this with the pieces that you have at home, which technically is mostly true, but you also have to have 17 to 18 years of experience to do what we're doing.
Yeah. Plus custom wheels, plus custom rods, 3D printers, vinyl cutters. But you can do it.
It can be done, but it's like I can write instructions on how to build 763, but I can't write instructions for 17 years of experience that it took me to design 763.
And I think the biggest thing as well, you do see a lot more, especially in Rebrickable now, stuff like, custom trains that are pretty much like close to our sort of level.
Yeah, they're getting,
and they look really
good. I see more and more detailed stuff all the time.
And you can buy them and you can look at them and you build it, but you don't really learn a lot from it because you haven't had that trial error phase and you haven't really understand why they built it like that.
Yep.
So, you know, it is a good stepping stone. It definitely will help you jumpstart.
Absolutely. But like, just replicating is not the same thing as learning.
No, it's not.
That's how I would say it.
It definitely helps. Like it's a good stepping stone if you haven't, you know, done anything with Lego trains before, because it is a whole different rabbit hole to just building Lego models. There's just so much more you got to consider, and it can be frustrating at times. But you know, there's got to be some sort of project where you do yourself and like really test your own skills, and you know, you're definitely not going to get it on your first go. Maybe not even your second go or your third go, but the more you actually start to experiment and discover new things, you'll understand like why we build the way we do and how that sort of translates to the model and how it works.
So like, I actually had a friend over earlier today, and we were hanging out for a little bit. My friend Brandon, and I was showing him. We were talking about nickel plate engines, and so I was showing him like the finished version of my Berkshire, and then I also showed him 2 of the 3 studio files in which I have like anywhere between like 4 to 7 iterations of that design from where I started putting things together that sort of looked like it, to like the next iteration where I changed this, I changed this, I changed this, I changed this. And like, that's what nobody sees, is that, you know, I published 763 and it's just, wow, look at all this, you know, that's what he did. And then, but you don't see the gigabytes at some points of trial and error, at least in digital, or in other people's cases, the like, you know, big tote bins full of like equivalent worth of like scrap models that were like, all right, I tried this and it didn't work, tried this and it didn't work, you know.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
It's a really good point you bring up, because that's probably the biggest question I always get asked is like, where do you start? And I do start digitally, and I only do it for a certain reason, is just to like, you know, like it's a lot easier to build in Lego when you have no gravity. Like
it certainly is.
If you're trying to get the proportions of a model and you know a certain brick will match that certain part or whatever it is, then to have the like freedom to sort of hover bricks here and there, it's sort of starting getting the outline. And you're exactly right, Glenn. Like I'll have, like when I started with the Deltic, I had one file called Deltic 1, and then I had another file called Deltic 2, and Deltic 3, and Deltic Final, and then Deltic actually Final, and the final of the Deltic. So it's not just one file that I'm working on. I'll have like 6 or 7 of the same model, just slight differences. Exactly it. And it's good to have that, because then you can sort of line them all up and you sort of see, you know, what you did beforehand and how that sort of progressed through where you are now. And then even, you know, if you've forgotten a step that you sort of liked beforehand but you changed later on, you know, you can always go back to that, right? So
yes, every single time I make any level of like something in my brain goes like, yeah, that's a pretty significant change I'm going to make, I copy and paste.
Exactly.
And then like I leave that one alone, and then I change it on this one, because then I have both, and I can you know, move around, I can compare them.
Until I have a fully finished Lego built model, that's when I don't care about the files. That's when I'm like, all right, they can go now. But until I'm still in the WIP progress, I will keep every single file, every single iteration I've made, because I know that at some point I might need to revert back to it. And it's really helpful to have that there. So
it absolutely is.
Digital's like, it is a lot more useful than I previously thought it was.
It's a lovely tool. It really is.
But don't get stuck in it. That's all I'll say. Like, don't build your whole model and expect it to come out perfectly. Because really, it's sort of like a draft. It's got no bearing. It's no gravity. You don't understand how it's going to work in real life. So just keep it as sort of, you know, the body, maybe some of the proportions. But when it comes to wheels, especially with steam trains, wheels and rods and all that sort of jazz that's moving, wait till you get to the real thing, because that's when the trouble starts.
Present again. Hold on.
But yeah,
it is quite something. Sorry, I don't.
He's trying to find something.
Wait. Yeah, I know. I'm trying to do something, and I'm not doing a very good job of it. There you
Are
go.
there any questions in the chats? Because we've just been talking for a while now.
Sarah, appreciate the compliments.
Yeah, thanks, Sarah.
Sarah's my coworker at the Roundhouse.
That's very. I'm very grateful too. Thank you for the nice words.
Sarah, we got to get you at the Roundhouse at some time. We got to get you into America first, and then
I know, right?
we'll bring you to the Roundhouse.
When is the big trip? What's the biggest like Lego show?
So yeah, we talked about this like 2 streams ago, and so I'm afraid I have some bad news. So Brick World Chicago is like one of the biggest.
That's right.
And so that's Father's Day weekend. The biggest event for the Roundhouse this year is also Father's Day weekend. So,
Ooh.
But there's also Brick Fair Virginia, which is another. It's definitely more. Yeah, Brick Fair Virginia is definitely another good show. So we'll have to figure this out. This will be more of a conversation for Facebook Messenger, but we have to figure that out.
We do need a plan.
Now that you're getting done with university. Sorry. It hopefully should be at least a little bit easier.
It's going to be a lot easier now. I mean, university is just like, it's weird. Like, it's not as many hours as work, but you don't have any free time. Like, you definitely don't. It finds a way to just ruin your social life.
Mm-hmm.
But it's worth it.
If you are in college, stop watching the stream and go study or go to sleep.
Yeah, you should,
or eat something or something like that. Yeah, you should not be
go
here.
Study. It's important.
It is. It does. It can ruin you. So it's something.
For sure. I'm just glad it's done. Like, I've still got mates, going through it, and it just feels so good to be done. And whilst they struggle, like. Like, it's, 9
like
to
you already
5,
went through it, you're just like, see ya.
Yeah.
Like, I did my time.
I left them behind, but
that's right.
I'm glad to.
I was doing my cleaning. I was talking about, so earlier I was telling everybody in the chat that I was cleaning my apartment from front to back. And so I was doing this room behind me yesterday. And so it's in this little cubby hole on my table right here. But I actually have my engineering notebook from our senior design project, and it has all of like the things and the steps and like all of the research that I did on the my part of the project. And I'm like, I stopped cleaning and took like 5 to 10 minutes to just flip through that. I'm like, wow, I'm so glad that I'm not doing this anymore.
It's out of my mind. That's all I'll say about that.
That's good. No, but that's good though.
Yeah, it's very good. Christian asks, any Norfolk or Western Steam in the works, Glenn?
I would like to build at least 3 N&W steam engines. I'd like to build an M class.
Yeah.
I'd like to build a J, obviously. Yeah. And I would like to build a Y6B for the reasons. N&W, an M class for the Virginia Creeper would be one of the Virginia Creeper locomotives. A J class, I want to build 603, not 611, because 603 was the engine that was on the front of the train number 42, the Pelican, in the 1957 O. Winston Link recording from Rural Retreat, Virginia. So I'd build 603 and the rest of the train behind it eventually. And I want to build Y6B number 2197 because of the upgrades that the Norfolk and Western did to it in the 50s to even more increase the amount of tractive effort it could produce. So I will get to those eventually, but no solid plans yet.
What's your current? Do you know your count of how many locos you have now? Because you've been pumping them out.
So so this is so funny that you mentioned it. And somebody else asked in the chat earlier. I have gotten so many questions and comments and like messages and like across all of my socials recently. It's like, can you show all of your stuff in a video?
You should.
I know.
It's an easy way to get a lot of views.
I know.
I love those videos.
But the only way that I would do it is live stream it, which would get no views at all.
Just sort of like you don't have to go, because I know you talk a lot in your videos because you give the history and all that. Just do like a little blurb on the side, just of the little details, and then they can pause that. But I would love to see the whole fleet.
That requires
It was-
editing.
What is the number? Do you know the number?
I honestly don't off the top of my head. I could count it, but I don't want to do that at this stream. Next stream, maybe we'll figure it out.
Next
Another
stream, we'll have the count.
Yeah, it'll have to be.
I
It'll
don't
have
know
to be
how
a
many.
stream when I don't have to wake up for work in the morning.
Do you count like whips as well? Because I've got some that are like half done, but not.
No,
fully
I
done.
would count those, but separately.
Okay, right,
So
interesting.
yeah, but I would also have to make a category for like all of the ones in like these small totes back here. Those are like the Crusader and the K4 and the Atlantic and all those, like the old pre-2019 models. So they would have to have their own category as well.
Do you still have that like dark green one, the streamline?
Oh
one?
yeah, it's the K4. Yeah, it's the K4.
That's
I still got it. Yep.
I'm glad you do.
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm never getting rid of anything in that box. Those are all historic.
Please don't. All the readings one, the grey and blue one.
Yep, the Crusader.
Love
Yep, never getting rid of
Did
it.
you paint the wheels on that blue?
I did. Yeah, I did.
You did a really good job of that. I was always wondering if they made them in blue, but
No, they don't make them in
maybe
blue,
with the paint.
unfortunately.
I'm just trying to read the chat. Building my Caledonian 812 now. And I'm finding issues around the internal boiler structure. Nothing major, but definitely a setback. That's a pain in the butt. Imagine if it's the Caledonian. That's like the full wide boiler. I think that little.
Yeah, I think that's one of the. Yeah, it's one of the
Yeah.
smaller 060s, I think.
Yeah. So maybe some Technic axles.
Sure,
I don't build my
yeah.
steam in CAD. I build it in real life first. That's why my models are inferior to Glenn's.
Well, so I've actually thought about this, and so part of the reason, and you touched on it earlier, Sam, is part of the reason why I love building in CAD is because you can have floating parts. And so if I have floating parts, it allows me to put in details that I instantly associate with what I'm building. So like on the Burke, I actually I put in like this isn't the file, but I put in like the flying number boards and like the headlight and like the coupler and the pilot and everything like that in long before I had done like the cab or finished the boiler or anything like that. And I'm like, yeah, that's kind of the shape, but you can't float parts in real life. So
no, you can't. But it's also good in the way that when you're building in real life, it's great. But I always find it's slower, and it's slower because you're always struggling to find something. There'll always be one part that you can't find
exactly, yeah.
And so it's like when you're doing digital, it's sort of like if you think of something straight away, you can have it straight away. You don't have to sort of like scrummage around for what you need, and then by the time you find it, you're sort of like, oh, I forgot, but I'm going to do this instead.
Yeah, no, it's like 30 minutes later and your mind's elsewhere already.
Yeah, you sort of lose it very quickly. Victorian Railways, hey Kate, how's it going? Andrew's planning a trip to the US in June.
Let's see, June of next year. Okay.
So maybe we got to like.
All right, so yeah, you might have just put a thought in both of our heads, Andrew.
Well, what's June? Is there any Lego shows in June?
Yeah, so that would be the Brickworld Chicago would pretty much be in June. Father's Day weekend is always middle of June, and Brickworld Chicago is always Father's Day weekend.
Oh wow! Now
it's an
idea. Okay, so maybe next year. All right, we'll get back to that. Michael asks, hopefully I'll see you at Brickworld Chicago this year, Glenn.
It does not. It's not on the cards. This is because I would be there if Age of Steam didn't move the military show from September to Father's Day weekend.
So that's at the Roundhouse where you work at, right? Yeah.
Correct. Yep.
That's awesome.
Yep, that's the biggest event of the year, and I already know well ahead of time that they will definitely need me there.
Damn. Well, 2025.
Maybe 2025. We'll see. I would like to consider like the Friday night, Saturday, Sunday morning version of Brick Fair Virginia this year. So we'll see.
Fingers crossed, hey.
We'll see.
Another question for you, Glenn. I have a model of, not a question, an M-Class 475.
That's the Norfolk and Western, one of the Norfolk and Western engines I want to build. 475 is the preserved and operating example of that. I would not build 475 because I know everybody and their mom would build 475 if they were going to build that class of engine.
What is it? I need to Google it.
So this is a 480. It's one of the very uncommon wheel arrangement in the States. I think they typically call them a Mastodon.
Oh, it's very nice.
Yeah, it's a cool engine.
Oh, that is
The,
a very tapered boiler.
Let me.
I don't know. Sorry, I'm looking it up, but I don't think I can show stuff.
Possibly could.
Like Glenn's got a book handy, so
I do. So this is the last steam railroad in America. This is a collection of the photography of Winston Link, the same guy that made the Rural Retreat recording in Virginia. There's an entire section in this book on the Abingdon branch, which is in my opinion, it's one of the most scenic, like central, like mountain regions of the United States kind of photography. To give you an idea of the kind of scenery that we're looking at.
Oh, that is quite scenic.
Yeah,
wow. It
is beautiful.
That is
beautiful. And so the M classes, a certain maybe 3 or 4 particular M classes service the Abingdon branch.
That is very nice.
Yeah, so that is what I would like to represent if I was going to build an M class. Beautiful.
I can just see that, but I'll take your word. It's a pretty one.
I had all these books organized and you made me dig it out. So,
speaking of successful bridges, should we quickly mention the BrickLink designer program, because there's a few good-looking train entries.
You know what, link them to me, and we'll do like a quick 3-minute review of the ones you link.
So I'll message you on Facebook, I guess.
Yeah, look at me on Facebook, and we'll do that.
BrickLink design. Maybe just answer some more questions.
Yeah, I'll get the chat while you do that. Let's see. Will the local fleet eventually can finally hear the stream, Richard? Glad you can. Lunami has spoiled you with the old school versus old school DCCs. Yeah, I'm not planning to build 1218, so this is just personal opinion, but I think I don't care for the A classes as much as I care for the Ys. Don't kill me. I like the Ys better. Let's see. I did watch the Wreck of the Broker video. That is a very good video. So it's Part-Time Historian on YouTube. If you're not subscribed to him, go subscribe to him. He produces awesome like mini documentaries on like shipwrecks and old towns, like ghost towns and things like that. He just recently, I think it's 3 weeks ago, did a video on a Pennsylvania Railroad train wreck in New Jersey. Very, very good video. And yes, Sarah, it did actually make me want a Lego model of a K4 Pacific.
Can everyone see that? Is that working, the share screen?
It is now.
Woohoo! Okay, so let's have a look here. Does the scroll
we'll get more chat messages after we do this.
So first up, this is a very nice looking caboose. Traveling
that actually
school.
Is kind of neat.
I mean, there's just some really cool one. The Autumn Roundhouse, I'm a huge fan of. Like,
the Roundhouse does look kind of neat.
Who doesn't love a roundhouse? Like, imagine that it's a Lego set. And I know some of these are not like specifically based on anything.
Yeah, well, it's a Lego train set. It's not a train set made out of Lego, if that makes sense.
Exactly. But as a whole, like some of them are just
the 060 in the top right. I do like that.
Look at this one. This one is.
That's from Tees. Yeah, that's from Tees. I met him in the Netherlands. He's pretty good.
Tees or Ties?
Tees.
It is Tees. All right. Well, there you go.
If I'm wrong on that, I'm gonna cringe, but I'm pretty sure it's Tees. Tees, if you're watching this, I apologize.
Yeah, sorry, Ties. This is. Is this based off anything? Because it looks like
it's kind of close to the Baldwin 26, which is at Steamtown. It's not identical, but it's kind of like it.
It is really cool. Like this is a Lego-ish, realistic looking train, if you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. Like it's got Lego elements to it that sort of make it look like a cool set, but also as well like really nice proportions.
You can definitely see that he put a lot of thought into making a very nice steam locomotive as purist as he could.
Well, I think with this whole program as well, if I'm not mistaken, you're only allowed a certain selection of pieces as well. So it's quite impressive that he's managed to build this with the constraints of that in mind.
I didn't even know that. See, I'm very unfamiliar with the BrickLink designer program, but I did see this pop up somewhere, and I I do really like it.
And I reckon you could easily fit a little circuit cubes in that.
You could put something in there, I imagine, if
Oh,
it doesn't
yeah.
already have something in there.
Let's
Yeah, I
have.
do like that.
So how do I? Oh, the screen's too big. Okay. Whoops.
So yeah, Teams has actually done the logging
Wow.
set, I think, already.
So I'll quickly jump to that. That's the one I was talking about before when I said trestle bridges. Have a look at this.
That guy,
For an official Lego set, we are getting this.
Yep.
And
it's the BrickLink designer set, but it's basically the same thing.
Well, I saw the sets at Brickvention from the first wave, and they look identical to the submissions.
Interesting. Well,
It's not like Lego Ideas.
Are they marketed as Lego sets, or are they marketed as BrickLink sets? I think they're marketed as BrickLink sets. Okay.
Yeah. So, but they still have the same, sort of Lego-esque to it. Like the instructions look the same, the box looks the same, but they really are like, this is what to expect, and it's crazy to me. Like, I mean, it looks sturdy. Probably, a 6-year-old's going to come and smash it to bits, but for like an adult modeler, I mean, look at that. That is crazy.
Yeah, I really like that.
Great little logo, Toto. Funny name. And that's, I'm assuming, some sort of way of replacing that with, what's the new one called? Powered up box.
Yeah, I was going to say, it looks like it's kind of a play on the powered up battery box.
I mean, look at that. I would get this set easily.
Yeah, I think
that
is
cool. So cool.
Yeah, I like it.
And a nice little caboose to finish it. And look at the bridge.
Like, yeah, that's.
Oh, where's the bridge?
It is really cool.
2.
2 more photos.
That is a really, really cool trestle bridge.
I do like that.
I'm
wondering how easy it would be to replace the actual track.
It's a very, very wide radius for sure. I mean, I actually never built track like this. Would that line up with Lego track? It looks to be 8 wide.
You're probably, I wouldn't trust it though.
No, not for a really heavy model, but I mean,
I think the point of it is to be a little bit more display based.
Yeah, I would say the same, but really, really cool and exciting. Like, that's coming out June 1st, so not far off.
Yeah, a few months away.
I'll quickly jump back to the 4th because there was one more I really wanted to show.
All right.
Which I hope makes it, like, fingers crossed. There's another sort of Polar Express looking train here. I forget the actual name.
I did see that one in the top center there. I did like that one.
Signal box is really cool. We've got another one from Tees and Ties.
Yeah.
A really cool little. So
that's a nice
passenger train, or
look, I think it's kind of. I'm going to take my best educated guess, but I think it's like late 1800s kind of commuter train style. Yeah,
those coaches are really cute. Again, would pay anything for that. That is awesome.
Yeah, that is quite good.
Really cool Wild West set. A little more
the Wild West set. I think checks a lot of fun boxes that would make a fun Lego set.
2 very sort of. It's not the Orient Express. It's the Northern Ambassador Limited. As well as this one, which is clearly, based on one of the locomotives that pulled the Orient Express. So that's a bit sneaky. I don't think it'll get through. This one,
I mean, that's the thing, is like most of them won't. So
no, sadly not. But you never know. I mean, this one I think definitely has grounds for making it because
the rocket set is definitely cool. It is. I'm gonna be that guy, but it is painfully oversized. The passenger car especially, but it is quite cool.
For a parts pack, I mean, that would be very handy to easily modify, make it a little small. Because I think the coach, that's 8 wide. I'm guessing the back one is 2. I mean, the colors are spot on, and the build looks really good.
I could be incorrect. It might be closer than I think, but the rocket is like a literal coffee boiler of a locomotive.
I would say the loco looks actually pretty in scale. The tender may be a little too big. the coach is definitely oversized, but I think that's just a company mini.
I think it kind of goes with the territory. I mean, I like it. I do actually genuinely like it.
I would be very, very happy if this were to make it. But enough of that.
We'll be watching those with great interest, of course.
Please, please, please.
More trains.
More trains, yeah, because we did have a recent train. We haven't really talked about it yet.
We haven't. I've actually, in cleaning, I actually put mine away already.
So you had one and tested it and experienced it?
I really like it. And anybody who hates the locomotive, I think, is just looking for something wrong with it. The locomotive is adorable.
I like it. I still am shocked at how different it was to the submission. I obviously get why it was so different. There's a lot of things that Lego has to consider.
It had to be very, very different.
Yeah. If it was a dark green locomotive, it was sort of like, I mean, if you look at, I like to put it in comparison with like Lego creator cars, right? Once they do a color, like there's the dark green Mini Cooper, there's the dark blue Mustang, there's a red Corvette, there's a silver DeLorean, there's a sand green Range Rover. They don't like to sort of do the same color once it's done. They like to really branch out. Like there was the light blue Vespa or the light yellow Fiat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? True. So it's like they want to give something that's a little bit different.
Like we have the green Emerald Knight. We've had the yellow Horizon.
Yellow cargo train.
Yeah, the orange Horizon Express is what I was trying to think of. Yeah. I think part of it is that
it's
if you were to make that same locomotive in dark green, people wouldn't have gotten it. It's like yes, a dark green French locomotive is what people think of when they think of the Orient Express. I mean, because of the Agatha Christie story and like stuff like that. So a dark green locomotive would have made more sense. And I think a lot of people would have probably appreciated the locomotive even a little bit more if it was dark green. But again, we're not the target audience. It has to appeal to everybody.
Yeah.
I think that the decision to go with a dark blue color for the locomotive, and again, they had to change the locomotive pretty drastically. I think the decision at least makes sense.
And as well, don't forget, like they added a whole nother carriage. Like that's a huge amount of parts just to pack on.
They did. I think that, and this has already been confirmed elsewhere, but like the Orient Express is obviously it's the cars, it's not the locomotive.
It's not the locomotive.
The locomotive has nothing to do with it, and so that alone, like, completely answers the question of why did they add a second carriage? It's like you have a set part count that you have to either hit or be under, I believe, and the decision to we could add a second car. Or we could put the parts into the locomotive and make the locomotive different. You're going to go with the cars because obviously the brand of Orient Express is the cars.
Yeah.
So
it's a license. Like it's at the end of the day, they want what's best for their business, and it's they don't care what pulls it. It's the and look, I think it's okay in the end to justify why, because I was more than happy to get two carriages in a Lego set, like. It's mind-blowing stuff.
That's pretty awesome.
And not just little carriages, like
no, they're this big. They're this big in real life.
So big when I built them, I couldn't believe how big
and they're so different on the inside. They're so unique. Like the builds to actually construct the cars are different, which is also enjoyable. But the finished product and being able to like tell the story of the Orient Express, like you have the sleeping compartments, you have like the grand suite, you have like the dining section, you have like the bar section. Fun. That's the story that Lego is trying to tell within the confines of a $300 set. And they did it so well. I think they did it. They nailed it, honestly.
To be honest, I wouldn't even care if they didn't include the Steam Loco. Like, because it's so different, right? That it's like, what's the point of even like doing it? I would have almost preferred 3 cars and maybe like a tiny little like Swiss diesel or something like that.
it would have made sense as well, and people would have complained about that too.
Yeah, I only got faults with it in terms of the rods. I terrible. Like, I mean,
they're not, but it's a new part, and it's a very train-oriented part. I like that.
It's the soft plastic. I don't know why.
So that's I definitely did not receive that identical part. Mine is just, as far as I can remember, because I looked at them extensively when I was building the set. Mine didn't do that.
Is yours not like rubbery? It's like a really soft.
Mine was.
It's like what they use for paddles and arrows and
vines. No. Mine was just regular plastic.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe
it was like pearl silver or whatever the color is with that silver. Like it kind of like little flowy plastic in it. It's slightly metallic, but it's not completely, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think it's pearl silver.
It's definitely like if I grabbed a 2x4 brick and put it side by side, like that is a clear difference in plastic. Like,
yeah, no, I don't think mine were like that.
Did you get chrome stickers or yellow stickers?
I did not get the correct stickers, unfortunately. So I actually had a couple of problems with my set, and I'm willing to look completely past this because this could happen to any Lego set. So I bought my set on day one, the day it was released. I was missing a gray curved slope for the roof of the passenger cars. I had an extra one of the letter boards that I didn't need for the cars. It was like the Paris or Munich board with like the words on it. And I didn't have, I think it was the Budapest something else board that I needed. And I had the wrong stickers. Yeah. But things like that happen to a lot of Lego sets. And that's unfortunate. And people are going to use that argument. I think they have used that argument. It's like, yeah, the set's terrible. It's like, no, you can't associate.
You can't judge it on that. It's like,
yeah, and you can't judge the set based on a quality control issue that could have happened to any other Lego set on any other release day.
Yeah, I remember like no stickers. I was like, like boohoo. Ordered it through Lego and it got sent to me in like 5 days.
Yeah.
Plus, I got another sticker sheet of all like the wood prints as well.
Exactly. Yeah, I actually didn't get my replacement yet, but I got the parts.
Yeah. Well, that's good. But,
I actually probably will be ordering the wood stickers. I'll probably order like a handful more of those because I would love to use those on passenger car interiors.
Yeah, that would be
like
fun.
The artwork in the set is phenomenal.
It's amazing. That's probably one of the highlights.
Yeah.
The only thing I really didn't like was how they did the thing for the doors. Instead of actual writing, they just did, like the little line scribbles. Like it was writing, but it's not writing. It's like,
yeah, it's
a bit weird.
It is a little weird, but
guess I couldn't be bothered. Just
I don't think it greatly affects the overall effect of it. But I mean, I get it. It would have been nice. It's the same level of like, are you really going to look at that? And a lot of people do, but a lot of people don't.
That's true.
Yeah.
I'll just quickly check the chat because I can see it building up. I like building digitally because you sometimes come across new bricks you didn't know existed. That's a very good point.
That's true too, yeah.
That is very much the case for me sometimes. Like I'll be building something, I go, what the heck is that? And then I go, wow, another new brick. It's sort of becoming harder to like really keep up with everything that comes out. Like
it honestly kind of is.
Have you seen those new Speed Champion sets that are coming out? I think in July.
Mm-hmm.
There is like at least 8 or 9 new parts that aren't that much different to what we have now, but just tiny variations that are going to make it even easier to build mocks.
I agree with that. We've gotten a lot of like different curve slopes and brackets. Obviously, I love having the brackets that we have now. It's so awesome. Things like that.
New favorite part that I can't wait to get more of once it's cheaper is this tiny little 1x1.
I knew you were going to grab that part. I was thinking about what part you were going to grab, and I agree completely.
It is like the king of snot. It is the best brick I've ever made.
It's so good.
I literally use it so quickly now. It's like The headlight brick's dead. Like it's been
Yeah,
replaced. It's got no function to me anymore.
it's a very good part.
It's sad. Victorian Railways, good. Working on my Seaside module. I showed you the other day. I have seen that. That looks very good. Andrew, I'm doing a coaster trip, of course, but possibly can tag something on the end of it. Would you be up for Cedar Point?
I have not been on a roller coaster in years, and I have not ever been to Cedar Point.
Which one is that? The really big one?
That is like the #1 coaster destination in the United States, as I understand. It's actually closer. It's actually closer to me than the place I'll be volunteering at next weekend.
Interesting. And you've never been?
Yeah, I know, and I go there, so I'm down for Cedar Point.
Christian has got the same book as you do, Glenn.
The N&W book. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people had a lot of the same books that I do. So
you got a big pile on the floor. Did you just have that ready for the stream?
Well, no. So I previously 2 feet worth of stacked books that are on this floor used to be on my side table, and today I went and picked up this smaller bookshelf here.
Yeah.
So I've been this afternoon working on kind of like reorganizing and putting everything back onto those shelves. Yeah, okay. having cleaned them out, having cleaned everything up.
That's
so,
fair
yeah,
enough.
It'll get there.
When are you going to make Big Boy? Sarah asks. I'm assuming that's you, Glenn. I do get that point a bit, but
you get asked to build Big Boys. Oh my goodness!
All the time.
I would love to build one. I genuinely would love to build one because as much as I think that they are overhyped, I think that they are still genuinely very good machines. I still sort of
want one. Yeah, it's like
I still do want one. I would like to have a decent model of one. So but it's so far down the list. I would have to have an epiphany.
It's a real investment too. Like that is a parts consumer. Like
that is a 3,000 plus part model.
And so many people have built them too, like really nice ones. So I'm like, I don't want to step on their
There have been some decent Big Boys out, but like part of the reason that I haven't built one yet is because everybody wants to build a Big Boy.
Yeah,
it's like, and so many people build them.
Yeah, so. It's a maybe. I definitely at some point will probably try to just say I've built Big Boy.
If I get to it before you, I'll just send you my file.
Yeah. What's one I was thinking building the other day? It's the New York Hudson one, the streamliner that used to pull the 20th Century Limited.
Oh yeah, the Dreyfus Hudsons.
I really am tempted to just dip my toes there.
I would love to see you do that model on the same level of the A4 that you've been working on because I think that would be awesome.
Well, I love streamline. Like that's easily my favorite thing to do is streamline trains.
They are just as lovely as can be.
If you do
that, I want a copy of that file.
This isn't really easy to pick up. But...
Are you going to get a display case for all of your locomotives? I don't have the space.
Oh, you're going to be able to see it? No, I'm going to have to hold it up. Just slowly.
I love that so much, dude.
I'm struggling to like keep it in the middle. But
I honestly love that so much.
It's like it really did bring me back to wanting to do more, like a lot more, because it's just the train I've always wanted but have never been able to do.
It's one of the models that warrants pulling the stops out for.
Yeah. And look, it's still, I think, there's a lot of compromises with it, but I had to make those just so I could have it and to see it. Like it really
just to have a version of the A4.
Yeah. And now I can build.
I totally get it.
Because I will build some more. I've actually got 3 on my desk that are sort of getting halfway now.
I love that.
So there will be more A4s.
Excellent. I will need one eventually. I do genuinely like the A4s.
We can work that out.
There we go.
Andrew went to bed. Poor Andrew. I don't know what time it is. What time?
I think it's 2 a.m. there because I think we started streaming it at.
We did start a little late.
Yeah.
Michael says, total FOMO on new parts. It's the main reason I build current sets just to keep up. The agony is knowing that each awesome part will not be in the colors you want. Yeah, that's so true.
Mhm.
But that's
I
why
just paint.
BritishBricks is really handy.
I just paint stuff.
Yeah.
I would. So this is just me, but I would rather paint a Lego than use a third party or clone brick.
But that's so much more work. I just love.
It's not that bad. I mean, when you build in like 3 colors, it's a lot easier.
True. But when you want to build 6A4s and they don't have ducks or eclipse,
That I can understand that.
that's where I
can understand that.
Only part that they didn't have. It's the best color duckshire, by the way. It's amazingly fun to work with. It's so different. I underappreciated it for so long.
Mm-hmm.
I feel bad because it's perfect Garter blue. Richard, the one concern I have with all the new parts, are they overdoing it? Are there too many new parts? I sort of sometimes think that. Like I go, oh, it's getting almost too easy. But at the same time, like spending hours on a model compared to spending an hour or so, I prefer less. Like if it streamlines everything and makes it stronger as well, I'm all for it. Like,
mate, I think it makes sense. Like I would like I've actually gone back and like in a couple of times, not like groundbreaking changes, but I've gone back and like replaced assemblies or like swapped out parts on old models.
oh yeah.
That when I get a new part that makes more sense in that spot or application, I absolutely will do that.
Yeah. I mean, it's just sort of like, well, why wouldn't you take advantage of it? The only ones I think they go too far on all the stupid molds for like stuff like trolls and
that's where I think they go too far. But like the generic stuff that you can use everywhere.
Yeah. That's I'm like, bring it on.
Yeah, I think so.
We need more. Where are we at now? We're really.
I think we're at about 9:12 with chat messages.
Okay, which is 1:14 to me. So that.
Just semicolon 12.
Okay, 12. Yeah. You want to build a big boy? Do something different. Articulate it properly, not cheating as most people do.
I would like to do that actually.
So what does you mean by that? Is that
so? All right. So the way that a real articulated, so let's just talk about the big boy. The way that a real big boy is built. So you have the long boiler. You have, assuming this is the front and this is the rear. Okay.
Yeah.
The rear set of drivers is completely fixed to the boiler. So when it goes through curves, the boiler doesn't start moving until the rear set of drivers starts moving. The front set of drivers is fixed by a pin connection to the rear set of drivers. So the front set of drivers will do this, and then the rear set of the drivers will follow it. Most people will build a big boy by articulating the driver set, so they both do this.
Yeah, but they don't actually follow.
Yeah, it doesn't actually do that.
So would you have to use the first set of drivers to attach it and then swivel it behind that?
Mm-hmm. Well, it would be the other way around. The rear set of drivers is fixed.
Oh, so no, the rear would be, and then the front.
The rear set of drivers would be fixed. And that is, if I was going to build a big boy or a Y6B, I would do that.
You have to have something like almost like a Lego wheel to run on that first set, so you keep the boiler up instead of like down, right? Like it.
Yeah, you'd have to support it just so it doesn't.
Yeah, that would be.
It can be done. I'm confident that it can be done. I have some ideas, but it's
going
to take forever. It's going to take forever for me to get to that point anyway. So
interesting. Yeah, well, that's true. Glenn, will you be attending any shows or near Connecticut?
The Amherst show is probably the closest to Connecticut I'll be this year, which technically I drove through Connecticut to get there. I don't think I'll be back in Connecticut anytime soon, maybe until Amherst next year.
Michael has been wanting to have cases for his models for years now.
It would be nice. I would love.
Yeah.
One of the things that I would like to do is have a model or two out on display somewhere in my apartment. But I was out of space before. I've been out of space in my apartment to display things for a while. But
yeah,
it would be nice.
I got these like big IKEA ones that you can sort of see there, which are good for storing like all my box sets and stuff, but aren't that practical for storing trains because they're flat. So there's a lot of empty space. So you need a lot of shelves to get the most out of it. But as well as if you got I think you could get from memory about 3 rows of track on the one shelf. So you got trains behind trains that you can't really see.
Yeah,
you sort of need one of those really flat ones on a wall.
Yeah, it's basically 1 track wide. It'd be like 16 studs wide, and then just however many you want to go.
Yeah, it's a custom job, really.
Yeah, it would be. It's just, and I do not have the space for that.
But it would be nice.
It would be nice. It would be cool.
Seth, I started on my first American loco during the beginning of this year. The Pier Market 1225, is that the Polar Express?
Yes, it is. It was the inspiration for the story, and it served as the visual reference in the movie.
Yeah, but the tender seems so long. Probably used to tiny UK tenders. Yeah, that would
tenders were pretty big. So 1225 is a cousin to 763, and yes, they are a big engines.
How big are the tenders off the top of your head?
I can look it up. Which I'm going to do.
He's got the books. Gorgeous A4. Thanks, Michael. Cheers, mate. Thanks. Oh, we're a bit delayed on the A4. I feel like Sam needs some big American logos. I would like some American logos, but I've got so many projects that I just haven't finished yet. So it's hard to start something when you're still going with all the old stuff that you've been working on for months. Paint over third-party elements? ? It's not
I realize I am probably in the minority there. So I would amend that statement to say paint over clone elements.
But why wouldn't you just order in the color you need?
What's that?
Why wouldn't you just order in the color you need if you're going to paint over the third party? Unless they don't have the third party of what you want.
Paint over clone elements. So like the Chinese knockoff Lego parts.
Fair enough.
I would rather just paint Lego because I don't know, something inside of me says yeah, that's a Lego solution, and it's definitely a semantics argument, but
yeah,
just what I do.
Awesome. How do you make better truck side frames for diesels?
Flips and flex tube and stuff like that.
Flex tube. It's not if you got plates over the wheels, so something like not like this, but how I put the tile over the train bogie. So if you had a plate or something, you could add modified plates and other greebling bricks like that. Hey Glenn, where's the Crusader at?
It is in that top tote right there. And I'm not going to dig it out. That? The tenders on the Berkshire the wheelbase is 32 foot 9 inches. And then it's a good several feet over the ends of the wheelbase on each end for the extreme length of the tender. The Berk overall, coupler to coupler, is 100 foot 8 3/4 inches.
Wow.
So close to 101 feet.
That is quite big.
It is.
That's mammoth.
Until this guy got to the roundhouse earlier this year, in January 31st, 763 was the largest in physical size engine at the roundhouse.
How big is that one?
108 feet long. It will fit inside of the building.
What's the biggest locomotive you've ever built?
Probably 763.
Yeah, I want to build
the biggest modern locomotive that I built.
Yeah. Thinking about doing another Garrett. Except LNER Garrett. Yeah.
You did the 262 plus 262 one, right? That's not a big one.
I was not really happy with that. I was really excited because it was a light grey build, and I thought, wow, light grey will be interesting.
Yeah, it definitely stood out. I really liked it for what it's worth, but I get not being completely satisfied.
Smooth. It was just a bit
yeah,
not that impressive. But the LNER Garrett's a bit more sort of chunky, and it's got these cool bits at the front. I don't know if it's the the coal bunker or the water bunker, but I'm not sure. The LNER U1, yeah, that's the one. I don't know. Thinking about it. Maybe won't, but who knows?
It's on the list, but where on the list is the question.
Yeah, that's it. Well, I've got 6 A4s that I want done. So
there you go.
I've currently got 3 blue A4s working on.
That's a lot already.
A green A4. I haven't started yet, but I've got all the parts to start a light grey A4. And then I've also
got Silver Jubilee.
Silver Jubilee, yeah. And then I've got not all the parts yet, but enough to start a dark blue and a dark green if I want to down the track.
Nice. So will any of those have the full skirts on them?
I haven't figured out to do skirts yet. That's
all right.
Thing.
That's all right.
Really, yeah. It's like I prefer them without the valences. Like I think
I have grown to sincerely appreciate them without.
Yeah, like you get to see the motion more. Like I like the big wheels, especially in dark.
I like that. Yes, I
want to see.
I think Sir Nigel Gresley in the dark blue BR look is like it's a top 2 or 3 look for that engine.
100%. So my favorite liveries is probably the Coronation with the silver lettering, and it's got silver lining on the valences as well, which looks amazing. Especially the Dominion of Canada, where it's got the bell on it. That's one of them I'm building. So I've got to figure out how to do valences. That one's beautiful.
Absolutely.
And then as well, I love the green ones, but got to figure out how to do the valences because I'm pretty sure I've looked thoroughly and I could not find one green one that was, because they all started blue and green with valences. World War II, they lost the valences and they were all painted black. Then from what I can figure out, some were painted back in blue and dark red without the valences. Some were left in black. I don't think they were repainted in green or silver. And then eventually, it was not long after they were modernized to the dark green and dark blue liveries. But having said that, there's a few old Ren model train versions of the A4, and because they're they're old. There's a lot of them that don't have the valences, not because they chose to, but just because the actual models didn't have them, which was a mistake, but they look really cool. So I could always say, I'm doing it off that because I like that. But yeah, it's tricky, but I do like just seeing them exposed like this. They do look pretty flash to me.
Absolutely.
But I still appreciate the valences. I mean, I think have a Mallard that would have valences on it be pretty exciting.
It would be. That would be really nice. That would be really nice to see.
Comes the struggle of building Lego trains.
Yeah, I understand.
It's not easy.
It isn't.
Especially in 7 wide.
You just you talk about going back to the basics and making things easier on yourself, but you still build 7 wide.
It's just fun. It's what I like, and I'm too far in it now.
I'm not knocking it. I'm just making a joke.
It would kill me. I'm too
no,
far gone.
I'm just being silly. No, I think 7 wide is fine.
Having said, I did build the Orient Express mod in 8 wide, and that was really fun. And I'll keep it in 8 wide too. It's because it doesn't look that weird behind a 7 wide. Like it's wide.
It really doesn't.
You can't really tell.
Yeah, I mean, all of the steam engines I build are 9 wide, and all the cars that I build are 8 wide. Same idea.
So yours are 9 wide. I thought they were sort of 9.5.
Well, at the core, like the tender, the Burke is 9 wide, and the cab is 9 wide. The cylinders are 9. Sometimes the cylinders are 10, just based on the way that the rods need to be arranged. But
I get
it all kind of works.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, some of the characters I build now, actually, I prefer to not build them in 7, but I do like I talk about making it easier. I go like 7 and a plate wide, or 7 and like a panel thin wide. You know what I mean? You know how panels?
Yeah. It's like a half a plate almost.
I'll use that.
Mm.
Because if you build it 7 wide, I've actually got one of my old MK1 carriages that I've been meaning to take apart and rebuild, but you sort of got a problem because the bogies have got all this greebling on it. They sort of stick out, and I hate the look of that. Like, I want them to be...
it's kind of supposed to be tucked in.
They need to be tucked in, and they're not, and it's really gross. So
I've had the same thought about steam locomotives, but at some point it's just kind of unavoidable.
Yeah.
Only sometimes. Sometimes you can work with it, but
only sometimes. How about a Japanese steam loco? I don't really know a lot about Japanese steam locomotives.
Yeah, I enjoy the videos and photos that I've seen of them, but I don't know if I will ever build one. Not that I don't like them; it's just that the interest isn't there for me to want to do it.
I don't want to rule it out because I don't know the classes or the numbers or anything like that, but like I see some with those like really cool smoke deflectors, and I'm like, ooh,
some of those really look pretty good. Yeah, they definitely do look pretty cool.
Like the Mikado, they got a Mikado. I think D51 class.
D51. They made a lot of those. That's the only reason I know them. They did make a lot of D51s.
Yeah, there's like a lot. Like they're really, like even like with really small boilers, and then they've got these huge like smoke deflectors, like
the big elephant ears on the sides. Yeah,
so funny. But they look awesome. Like it's a really cool look.
They do. I generally don't care for the look of smoke lifters or smoke deflectors or elephant ears on a steam locomotive, but I do like the look of those.
Are there really any American steam? I'm sure there are.
There are a good several. I mean, 844, the Union Pacific 844 is probably the best example.
Oh, that's right. A really big one.
Yeah, there's a number of other ones that I really do like, but they're
sort of
not a lot of them. But
well, you got very tall funnels, so some of the older ones did, but
yes, a lot of it is. I mean, it's the only goal of it is just to lift smoke away from the rest of the train. So it's very locomotive specific.
Well, I guess they're so long that by the time the smoke it's sort of already dispersed, you don't really need them. I mean,
in some cases, you'd be surprised though. You'd be surprised.
Probably not, but yeah.
Aerodynamics is a whole weird conversation to have, anyways. But yeah, you'd be surprised.
Very true. 100% about bogie side frames sticking out. It's always been a challenge. Also, the ride height is tricky under the sole bars. What are sole bars? Is that?
Yeah, I'm not familiar with the term. I'm probably familiar with the piece of the truck that you're referring to, but I'm not sure if I've heard that name before.
Oh, the underframes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I sort of just, I don't make up the underframes, but I guess to make there's just so many, like, it's so always hard to find good reference photos for carriages for me. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just not looking in the right places, but like I look at a coach and I look at it for hours, and then I see a different photo of it and it's got a completely different underframe to the.
Yep.
I'm like, what the heck? Like, I'm just like,
I totally get it.
Like, I'm just like, it looks good enough. If it looks good enough, that's where I look at.
That is always the most difficult part of a model.
Right. Like, I don't know why it's so challenging, but it really is for me. So I definitely get that, Michael, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, what time is it for you, Glenn?
It's about 9:30. You can stream for 10 or 15 more minutes if there's any further questions in chat.
It does get late.
Yeah, it does. And I've got to work in the morning. So
okay, so
that's part of the coach underframe. Oh, okay. So it's okay. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I just don't know. I just make it up in the end. I just give up. I've spent so long trying to look for it. Like it's more like it's a parts piece challenge. Like it gives me a little bit of fun. Like I remember using Trezor. Oh my god, I can't say it. The chests, the pirate chests. That
Oh yeah.
Yep. One of those pieces, like or I'll use some like weird, like the saucepan pieces as well. Like I'll dangle those
Those are
underneath.
good parts. Those are good parts for that kind of stuff, though.
Yeah. So, I mean, I just really, I lose patience with it so quickly. I'm just like,
No, that is the part that like demotivates me the most about anything. Is like I build like the model, I'll build the whole model like a freight car, like looks fantastic, and then like, oh, I have to put the brakes on. I have to put like the brakes and the other frame on, and it's just like,
I mean, really, I didn't even try for the fruit then. I put this little lever on, which I think's a brake, and
handbrake.
there's a few bars down there that just
they kind of look right, and then just go with it.
I mean, I can't even really like half the time when I'm running it, I can't see underneath the train because I'm usually, at a height where it doesn't really even make a difference. So I'm like,
at some point, I can get the desire to just leave it and finish the model.
Yeah, well, I mean that's true as well.
Yeah. Oh, well.
It's not that fun.
It's not. I don't make it easy on myself, but like I try to get as finished as I can in a digital version before I order parts. So like I have to like I won't be pleased if I leave that to like real life. I have to like kind of get an idea of it digitally first. So like I have to do it. So
Steph's just asked a really good question.
What did he ask?
Have you watched Back to the Future yet?
I have not watched Back to the Future yet. That means we can still keep streaming, though.
Yeah, well, you know what I was just about to say. Well, if you did, then we have to give this up. So
yeah, so I can never watch Back to the Future.
I guess we're okay. Minifig accessories are your friends when it comes to agreeable details. They sure. The hands of what I find are the best to use.
I use so many minifigure hands in everything. That's annoying.
It's almost cheaper to buy a torso with black hands that's like a really crap torso of some weird figure than to just buy the hands separately.
Yeah.
But then you're just left with like 1,000 torsos. So what do you do? You just have to, you can't even give them away. Like,
no, it's just, they just sit in a box and you never touch them.
Yeah. Like there is sometimes I think there's Lego that, it's worth so much just on its own. And then there's stuff you literally could not, you'd have to pay someone to take off your hand.
Yep.
Because there's no use for it.
I absolutely know what you mean.
Someone was, like they were just telling me at Brickvention this year, they got this thing called the minifig wall. And for years, I had no idea what it actually was. Someone told me, you bring a minifig and you can swap it out for one on the wall. And I have so many dud minifigs that I've been looking to just handball off that now I finally can. Like if I knew about that years ago,
never would have even considered that.
I actually finally just sold like pretty much all my like Star Wars junk minifigs and Harry Potter and stuff
just
like
kind of
that.
Get rid of it, yeah.
Like I do have like a little collection of like all the old classic ones, but
oh yeah, of course you keep the nice ones and get rid of the rest.
Just
cares about
off you go.
Yeah. I got rid of I'm doing all of like the adjacent like hobbies connected to like rail preservation is like the buying conductor uniforms and like railroad uniforms and stuff like that. So I bought two each coat and vest from the Pennsylvania Railroad, and one of them was really cool, like older double-breasted coat. So it would have been like pre-1950. It was really cool, but it was too tight, so like I couldn't use it. So I just I recently sold those actually, and I used the money that I made off of those to buy Lego.
It's good, isn't it? I was actually sad before the stream. I ordered because Glenn texted me a while ago saying we need to do another stream. I was like, definitely. And so I ordered, because you always got the cool train hats. I was trying to find like an LNER hat, and you can't really get like the old driver's hats or anything like that. So I found this thingy that had LNER on it, and I ordered it, but it didn't come in time. So
that's a shame.
I was a little upset I didn't rock it. So I'm rocking the old Geelong cap. But
there you go.
Next time I will have it.
Yeah, next time. I'd like to have at least one. I have two hats that I know I will want to get. So
there's still plenty of opportunity. Hey Glenn, would you ever make any Rio Grande narrow gauge?
Rio Grande.
Rio Grande.
Rio Grande.
Brandon with
I would. I'll just leave it at that.
You would?
I would.
Yeah.
I would love to make some narrow gauge stuff.
It's a real rabbit hole, though, isn't it? Like you can.
Yeah, that is. So
can
yeah,
get lost down there.
the thing about it is that not making anything easier on myself, I would like to engineer a completely new narrow gauge system.
Yeah, like a whole. What do you mean? Like you'd make motors for it, or?
Well, not quite that. The motors would be circuit cube equivalents and stuff like that. But I want to make a system of track where the rail, instead of being 2 studs between the rails, it would be 3.
Ooh.
So this is what we call 4-stud track, because there's 4 studs in between the rails. I want to make 3-stud track.
I reckon that's been done before. I reckon I've seen someone do something like it.
I know, like Alexander and a number of the Australian guys have done very, 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 very good narrow gauge, but I don't know if they have done the 3-stud idea. And I really want to do the 3-stud idea.
I don't know if Alex has done 3 studs. He might have, but I know someone who has, but I'm blanking on who it is.
Actually, Alexander did do it.
Oh, has he? Yeah, he might have.
I was messaging him about it, and I think he said that he did do it, but I couldn't remember the example that he gave.
Right.
So, but I would like to do that.
Oh, sorry, man. My rolling stock travel boxes are full of loose details that have fallen off. Yeah, see, that's after reading your article, Michael. That's the exact same conclusion I came to. I nearly gave up the hobby. Like I was getting close to just getting model trains and just being content with that.
I could never do it at this point. I'll show my own OCD, but like before every show I go to now, I go through every single one of these 5 boxes, which is all of the stuff that I have built since 2019, all of the stuff that I bring to shows. I go through every single box. I pull everything out, make sure that no parts are missing, make sure that everything's aligned and everything like that. I make sure batteries are charged and things like that. And it puts my mind at ease, but it is the most tedious thing to do.
Yeah, it is. But I don't know. I'm gaining the love back. And I love Lego too. It's not like I just love trains and I build Lego trains. Like I love Lego.
Of course.
So it's tough. Brickvention is on my bucket list. It looks like an epic show. It is very good, Michael. There's some awesome builders that come down every year, and it seems to get bigger and bigger too. Like there's some really impressive builds from last year.
I think I saw the photos from this show, and I would like to go to that eventually.
Yeah. Well, we'll figure it out, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, Michael says you got to start wearing the uniform to every stream, Glenn. I think
I don't want to do it just because I like keeping that stuff as nice as I can for when I actually need it. But
well, that's fair enough.
Yeah, because like I actually do use that like every once in a while. I wear the uniform to the museum. So
yeah, we do need to get the 9-volt running again. See again, filming and shows. I was really upset I didn't get to run the A4. I didn't have anything to run behind it. That was the only thing. Like it was going to be just a loose A4, but I was a little upset we didn't get to do that, sadly. But hopefully soon.
The thing about 9-volt is that there's more to building or putting together a layout than just snapping the track together.
Oh, very much so. And we use a custom system too, so it's always got a bit of teething issues with that, unfortunately. But I'm desperate to run it because it's just been sitting on the desk, itching to go.
I understand how that goes.
Yeah, that should be good.
Let's see if we can get the last couple of questions. I'm getting pretty tired. I do like the Pennsylvania 460. I would never build one in Lego because that'll be Kale's duty. Would any of you build Southern Pacific, Union Pacific, or Santa Fe? I have built something from each of those. I built a Southern Pacific steam locomotive. I built 2 Southern Pacific, technically 3 Southern Pacific steam locomotives. I've built a Union Pacific boxcar, and I've built a Santa Fe boxcar.
I wouldn't mind a Santa Fe Super Chief.
If I was going to build a Santa Fe passenger train, I would really enjoy having a full, full scale, 10-car long Super Chief, or whatever the other train names are that they had.
I did buy the Lego Santa Fe Super Chief, I think a year and a half ago, and
oh really?
I wouldn't even mind just having a Lego set of that, because I mean, I know it's 6 wide and all that, but it is so cool. It's a Lego set. They made that.
It's top 25 Lego sets ever made, I'd say.
Yeah,
it's up there. That. That's one of the sets that transcended far beyond the train people as far as Lego is concerned.
It really is. So. They need to redo it. They need to rehash.
Yeah, that would be.
We just need more Lego trains.
Imagine a new 8-wide Santa Fe diesel. I mean, there's Tony Sava's, but I mean, imagine Lego's producing a set of one.
I would definitely get it. I mean, okay, we'll finish on this. What is a really famous train Lego hasn't done yet that would sell like hotcakes and would be awesome for every train fan to have? Because they've done the Super Chief, they've done the Mars, Horizon Express was the French TGV.
Mm-hmm.
2 obvious ones in mine. Flying Scotsman and Mallard, but Flying Scotsman I wouldn't say because I've done Emerald Knight, so I'd say no to that.
Yeah.
Oh, the bullet train, of course.
I don't know if there's a single good answer to that. There are a lot of decent answers to it, but I don't know if there's one undeniably good answer.
Well, is it the Shinkansen? I really butcher the pronunciation.
Oh yeah, Shinkansen, the Japanese bullet trains.
That'd be a good one.
That would be a good answer. I was thinking within the confines of American locomotives, like I naturally do, but
it would be nice to do a real what's that Amtrak train that
Yasella.
Yeah, that one's nice.
That would be good.
Or the OG is it the Superliner?
Yeah, the Amtrak trains.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That might have appeal.
Well, I think it would because they got the Metroliner. I mean, it'd be.
See, that gets into the whole idea of the illusion of realism that Lego trains have.
Yeah.
But the Metroliner was a good set for other reasons, but.
Such a good set. Because I've done so many crocodiles. I mean, we've had. How many crocodiles now? We've got the factory one. The latest one, we've got the 9-volt one, which was from 1991. I think 4551. Did we have a 12-volt crocodile? Was that a thing?
Pretty sure that they had something like it.
Or they were going to make one but didn't. Was that the one that was a prototype one, the brown one?
I remember now.
Can't remember. Soviet Chinese 210-2s.
I
do know that one.
A few J's.
Quite a famous one.
Yeah, that would be kind of neat.
Very different to what they've done in the past, which is mostly.
It would be very, very different.
Hogwarts Express or 440s. Yeah.
They'll continue making Hogwarts Express trains, that's I'm sure.
It'll always be a 460 or a 440 as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, pretty much.
But well, I think that just about wraps up the stream there.
I think so.
We went start. We got there.
Yeah. It was a little bit, but we did get there.
We did.
We'll need to do this again, of course.
We certainly will.
We always do. We'll have to give it another, 3 to 6 months, but we'll get there.
We will. Yeah. Well, we need time between. There's Lego news that comes
if we do it too often, there's just no conversation to have. But now, if we wait, we can easily fill an hour and a half to 2 hours. So
that's it.
So
thanks everyone for coming.
Yeah, thank you guys for watching. I think we've averaged between 12 to 16 viewers for the whole stream, which is pretty rad. So thank you guys for watching. Appreciate that as always. Sam, thank you for your time on your Monday morning.
My pleasure.
Yeah, and I'll have to be wrapping up my Sunday night here because if you didn't know, Sam is Australian.
Yep.
You know, he's British.
If you didn't know, I'd be amazed, to be honest. It's pretty obvious.
If you haven't figured it out by this stream, you got to catch up, man.
Well, to be fair, everyone always goes, "You're Australian." I go, "Yeah, I'm BritishBricks."
Yep, exactly. I don't know who it was, but I'll never forget. It was just one of the comments in one of the streams we've done. It's just, wait, why does he sound like an Australian? It's just hilarious.
Oh, it's a nice surprise, eh?
It is.
All right. Well,
thank you guys
everyone.
for joining. We'll do this again. And if you joined late, I'll leave this up on my channel. And take care, everybody.
See you guys.